Hey guys, it's Ornlu, and this is something going to be a little bit different today, and it's also something people have been requesting a fair amount. It's going to be a highlight of a really good tournament game that I cast on stream a couple days ago, and it is going to be part of the Warlords tournament, and it is going to be between Nicov and MrYo. Now, I'm not too sure how exactly I want to format this going forward, and I'd certainly appreciate any and all feedback from you guys. But I was thinking of just before, just throwing you guys into some highlight clips, I would set up exactly what's going on here. So this is part of the opening match of the Warlords tournament, best of 5. Nicov versus Yo. Yo had a quarterfinals finish at Red Bull. A little bit underwhelming for a top 4 player like him, but certainly would be making to have some sort of comeback from having a couple S-tier tournament wins earlier this year. Nicov, strong player, especially in team games, not really the super high 1v1 success recently. He unfortunately got COVID right before Red Bull Warlords Legacy and couldn't attend. But actually in this series, picked up the first game on Land Madness with the Hindustanis versus the Lithuanians, and was able to just absorb any and all pressure from MrYo, got some nice early villager kills in the feudal age, and then just made a bunch of camels and stuff as Hindustanis and was able to win. So this is actually game number 2, going to Yo's home map of Gold Rush. And as you'll see in just a moment, it will be the Ethiopians for Nicov, so the last pick Civ versus MrYo's first pick Civ, the Poles. So let's see what exactly this game has in store for us. Alrighty guys, game number 2, Nicov with a bit of an upset in game number 1. He'll be the blue Ethiopians to the west of the map on Gold Rush, and to the east, or north, in the red, as the Poles with MrYo, and now Dash wants. You could just build a house right there, and then wall across the front of your base. You'll have back gold and back stone and back forage bushes. Meanwhile, for MrYo, you can see he's got far more resources forward. It's also a bit harder to defend of a base. So I do like Nikov's map more. Yo can go like that, but especially Poles, they like having the back forage bushes because, you need to build the full work on the forage bushes. Anyway, stable coming in, it's just going to be your basic scout opening, whereas Nicov is going with the fast archery range plus blacksmith for fletching. Anyway, once again, Yo is in a little bit of a pickle, and he is going to lose that villager if he's not careful. Has one extra scout in, but our blue player was up so fast. Yo now trying to rush up the archery range, but he's getting almost all of his food income denied here. Gotta do stuff like that. Bait the spearman into the TC fire. Nicov gonna lose one there as well. Now the skirmisher is gonna come in and poke away at the spearman, and yeah, I don't think you're gonna make anything happen right there. But overall, Yo has survived this early aggression. He's ahead by like a villager and a half. Resource collector should be favoring Nicov a bit, and indeed they are, although that is exclusively gold. But yeah, Nicov clicking up. And I wouldn't be terribly surprised to see a forward siege workshop and just some heavy mangonel-based pressure. Okay, will be for the stable. Now, Ethiopian cavalry's bad, but if your opponent's making pure skirmishers, some knights are not really a bad idea. But I'm still a little curious as to what he actually wants to do. I suppose it's for a castle drop, and then maybe Schlachta Privilege Knights, but that feels like it could be weak to just this kind of super heavy pressure because Yo is so much slower to castle age. And I love it. Forward siege workshop, and Nikov's going for the knights as well, so this is super heavy aggression. But Yo's going to have, I think, a really tough time defending, because remember, he is still a minute 30 away from castle age. Yo doesn't even quite have the stone for a castle. He'll probably have it very soon, but this is a pretty close defense. Alright, happy castle age, MrYo. You do have the stone, and oh my goodness, look at that castle placement. Elite Skirmisher and Bodkin on the way for our red player as well. And, even in the best case scenario, Yo is still losing several vills right here. Nice micro from Nicov. Snipes make that 6. But he is going to lose all of the crossbowmen in the process. Now, Nicov still has some knights here. He's got the ram. Yo does have the defensive siege workshop, and now Nicov does have that 6 villager lead. Oh, and is still being annoying here with the micro. Yo just going to plop the skirmishers on the other side. Be like, I'm sick of dealing with your nonsense, Nicov. Got a forward monastery now for Nicov. He is just unrelenting in this pressure. And Yo's just struggling to hang on, guys. There's the second TC coming in at the back. Bosaw as well. And Yo, he knows that he's got space in the back of his base. Back gold, back stone. All of that's good. But his TC's getting eaten right now. Yo trying to come in with another defensive mangonel, but he just doesn't have any farming space. I mean, just look at all of this idling that's happening. Oh, but Yo, with excellent mangonel control once again, it does feel like Nicov should be in a better spot economically than he is right now. I mean, he has very low idle TC time, but maybe he could have added in extra TCs a little bit sooner. Oh, gone heavier on knights? I don't think Nicov wanted to go too all-in versus that castle right there, but this feels like you're not doing a whole lot. Instead, you should be pressuring this area, unless Nicov doesn't know about the TC, but I think he does. Yeah, he knows. Or never mind, no, he doesn't know. Oh, that's just bad scouting. Yeah, that is... Okay, I mean, I like the idea of the pikeman going around, making sure Yo hasn't snuck out onto the map, but you don't need to look too far to figure out where Yo's eco is. Oh my goodness, Nicov getting another strong trade right there. Another strong trade. Nicov is just killing all the mangoes. It is a mango slaughter here for MrYo, who, by the way, almost has the resources for another castle. Redemption coming in. I guess that's one way to deal with mangonels, but... Oh, he's trying to bait the mangonel fire, and he makes it work, MrYo, you man! Oh, and Yo even has stone access over here. What is Nicov doing? Oh, if you're going to trap your opponent in his base, you need to actually encircle him in his base. Yo chopped his way out, and there's Schlachta privileges coming in. But Yo, man, this guy has no fear whatsoever. He knows his opponent's army is slow, and it's also, you know, way at the front of his base. And Yo is even going to try and take the opportunity to pressure this town center, really pull Nicov apart. But here's the issue. Nicov trying to take control of the middle of the map. Nicov, base completely undefended at home. Nicov with a very slow army. Yo about to have a very fast army. Oh my goodness, this is such an interesting game at this point, because yeah, Yo has just go kill Nikov's base, but this defensive castle could be instrumental, but now the Hammer Bros are also working away over here. I guess that's... No, that's not fully... Yeah, that's a hole. Yeah, no excuse for that one. That can't happen. Yeah, I mean, Nicov still has holes in his base, and the knights are still running around. Villager count is even. Oh, but that's a lot of crossbowmen. Nicov hasn't been able to afford Arbalest, but now all those villagers are super exposed. Yeah, Hussar spam might be good, but remember, guys, Yo, no resources for Obuk. No stone income, no gold income. He only has one castle left. He has a market, doesn't he? What? He's going for the Ornlu play, guys! It's the castle at the back of the base! No, MrYo! You have so much to live for! Don't go full Ornlu! Oh my god! Oh man. And you look at this, the knights are coming in over here as well. Nicov has 51 army, he's got 38 crossbowmen, but you know what Yo is doing? He's utilizing the mobility of his civilization. Blast Furnace would certainly be a nice pickup for those Lycav skirms. Now trying to take some good trades versus the Arbalest, but since gold is not exactly the most valuable resource on this map, especially when you have control of the middle, Nicov just is trying to, I think, take positive trades against MrYo, and he's up by 25 pop right now. And just as I was saying, you know, a couple minutes ago, the game was trending towards MrYo. Now Nicov with some very nice plays to try and take it back. That castle is running pretty low. Yo is out of stone completely. But Yo himself, with the bombard cannon, can go for the trebuchet snipe, and with some light cav skirmishers and a trebuchet, gonna take down that castle. But Nikov's arb mass is looking really good. But let's see if Yo can winged Hussar spam his way to victory in this one, because he's facing a bunch of arbs and halbs, and this is a strong-looking army from Nicov, who's able to deal with all of the stuff that's in his base, kind of, sort of. Constantly putting pressure on Yo's villagers, and this is just such a good army here. Yo needs more time to mass up units, but Nicov isn't giving that to him. I mean, just look at this KD. Nicov continuously takes good fights. Oh, in come the Hussars. They are going to be fantastic at sniping the bombard cannons, and that's exactly what they do, and it buys Yo more time. Remember, his farming eco is right here in the back, sort of, partially. And then the more he can just throw stuff at his opponent, the better it's going to be. Oh, guys, the archers are all clumped up. Look at this trample damage. Oh, every little bit helps, and also you get 1 extra bonus damage against the resources collected. It is very heavily favoring MrYo, except the fact that he has less than half the gold. He almost has a third of the gold collected of his opponent. I mean, he needs the Showtells to take a good fight. And you know what, guys? MrYo's population is decreasing, so Nicov might be taking good enough fights. But this is going to be a nail-biter for sure. And now, more Winged Hussar raids coming in. Looks like Nicov has potentially found out a little bit about MrYo's eco on the right side. He's probably kicking himself for not scouting there sooner, but we do have to remember that Nikov's army is really immobile, and it's also only strong when it's all clumped up together, and that's why MrYo is expanding all over the place. And look at this, now the big ol' army is coming to the right side, and it is much more poorly defended than this left-hand side. Yo's trying to come in with another town center, but those farms are going to be idled. And yeah, Yo's Q is decent, but it's not amazing. And Nikov's been really good about taking these fights only, you know, on the high ground whenever possible. It's just killing more and more units of his opponent. And Yo is still making more villagers, so that's exactly what you need to do. Now Yo coming in with some raids over here on these gold miners. And guys, Nicov is out of gold, and he's had the middle this whole time. Oh, and look at that. The Arbs are pretty darn clumped up. Oh, Yo is just doing everything he can to pull Nicov apart. Oh, now the skirmishers are coming in from down. Oh, and of course, they're going to be at least doing pretty well here, and if Yo can maintain his unit production that he needs to, it'll be all right for him, although we have more Showtells coming in, more Halbs, and if there's anything that I feel like Nicov has really been missing in this extended game, it's just upgrades. He was so late in getting his blacksmith upgrades, he still doesn't have all the infantry ones. And yeah, now Nicov is getting some raids done, and Yo's population is dropping, guys. Nicov is ahead in that regard. And Yo is building a castle up over here. It's gonna harass those lumberjacks. Nicov still has wood income in the south, so it's not like he's gonna be out of wood income. But Yo is just trying to apply pressure at every possible angle and then take these good trades with, you know, trying to get skirmishers versus arbalests and all that good stuff, although Nicov just with so much more gold than his opponent. But, you know, he's had crop rotation, he's got that late-game pull farming eco, raiding over here with the Winged Hussar, and Ethiopians do struggle a lot in this situation, I feel, where if the map is open, if you're spread out all over the place, your army is just so slow. Nicov, once again, has amassed his really big and scary army over here. I mean, this is a big and scary army. Mass Nori coming in as well. Oh, but more Winged Hussar raiding. Look at this. Nikov's villager count is dropping a lot. Yo has killed over 200 this game. Oh my god. Uh-oh. MrYo looking to be making some big plays right here. He's holding this castle against the bombard cannons for the time being. Nikov's out of resource. He has one villager in the queue at 140 pop and dropping over half of his eco is idle right now. Yo is just chilling, getting all of his relevant upgrades. Like, Yo is comically far ahead in resources collected. He's at 30,000 more res. And Yo still with a little bit of stone income. And it's just like, how do you beat this guy in late game, man? Like, this post-imp play from MrYo has been absolutely immaculate. And Nicov is going to tap out, guys. Yo, in just under an hour and 20 minutes game time. 71% eco efficiency to 59. This is a guy who expanded all three corners of the map, was pushed back to 1 TC in the corner with a castle. He had like half a base. And Nicov, he played well. I don't want to take anything away from him. He had a really strong game. He kept on taking good fights. He was trying to do what he needed to do. It's just Yo really leveraging the mobility of his civilization. And I do think Nicov probably maybe needed to focus a bit more on walling. Yeah, not seeing the chop out was definitely a big mistake, but I feel like we can't take anything away from these players. They both did really well. It's just Yo one step ahead. Yeah, I mean, Nicov, good KD, but 11 more text research for MrYo. Got over 200 villager kills. And that was that fantastic game of Gold Rush, guys. Nicov did actually go on to win the series, so he might have lost the battle, but he won the war. Really close, great back and forth set. But yeah, like I was saying in the beginning, please give me some feedback. What do you guys, want to see in this videos? Do you want to see more of them? Did you need the intro? Were the clips too long, too short, I guess? I imagine these videos being more like 10 minutes, but that was a really long game, so the clips were kind of necessarily longer. But yeah, just let me know what you guys enjoyed. And then, of course, I would like to take a moment to thank my Patreon supporters, Tristan in the Great Wolf tier, and then in the Dire Wolf tier, Elvanor, Carolyn, and Donnie. Of course, if you are interested in voluntarily 100% joining my Patreon, the information is always in the description to these videos. So, thank you all so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.